What's up, everybody? It's Jonathan from LoneWolfDayTrading, and today was a green day. I can't complain, but it really didn't go the way. I'm sorry, give me a second. Hello? What happened to you over the years? I'm sorry, who is this? That doesn't matter. What matters is you're disappointing me. Mom? No, can't. I'm sorry, who is this? You sound just like me. Fuck you. Fuck me. You do not, trust me, you do not want to fuck on me, good sir. You used to use larger share size. 2,000, 4,000 shares. Now look at you. 100 shares? You're weak. You're right. I don't know. I just kind of... I used to trade with larger share size, and you know, I just started being a little bitch. I'm sorry? Okay, alright. Tomorrow is your day of redemption. Prove me wrong. You know I will. I'm going to prove you wrong. Tomorrow I'm not using small share size. Tomorrow is the day that I redeem myself. Alright, so we have about a minute till market open. I just put a stop price in there of 33.50, or I'm sorry, 33.97. This is just a mental note to myself that, hey, that was the previous day's low. I'd like for it to, you know, at least try to close the gap before I do enter on a short position. I want all the buyers to get out. I want the shorters to take profit from the pre-market because this stock is down almost $2.50, about 7%, which is a good amount. Now, we know that the SPY has been hurt in the last few days. So that could be a great indicator of, hey, is this stock and other stocks going to move down? Or is it going to continue to go up and maybe even go from a red to green movement? Now, if it does go from red to green, I'm definitely not going to look at this because once it goes from red to green, it just becomes very unstable. And then that's a position I don't want to put myself in. Now, of course, the first 1 minute candle is going to be very volatile. You know, I don't recommend people jumping in the first minute candle. I have in the past and maybe will continue to do so, but that's just how I tailored my trading. I like for people to wait and let the formation form. Now, based on your technique that you have, you may want to trade the first candle. It's really up to you, whatever works for you. But again, just always be cautious, and that's with any trade that you get in. Now, the market will be opening shortly. We're, again, taking a look at what highs are going to set, what lows are going to set. All right, so market has opened. Again, we're looking at the VWAP. We're looking at the moving average just to see, hey, are these going to be support lines? Are these going to be resistance lines? I have my market type set. I normally use market orders. You can use limit orders, and that's completely fine. I'm just more used to using market because I have the 3-cent limitation that's set by TradeNet. And also sometimes when you try to use limit orders with TradeNet, it gets a little weird. It says that you're too close to whatever price, and I'm not trying to get stuck in a trade if I need to get out of it quickly. So again, that's just my preference. Everyone is going to trade different, so that's perfectly fine. Now we're coming up on the low of 31, and we just actually broke the low of 31.50. So I'm just going ahead. I'm going to take a look at FedEx. Now this is a stock that I never thought I'd see. You know, as far as day traders looking at. Now FedEx has had some bad news come out. Supposedly some employees were stealing Christmas gifts. So that probably, I mean, I'm sure that contributed to it. But again, there's other news as well. Looking back at MU, we still have this huge push down. I mean, this is a very extended candle. I would love to jump in this if there was a pullback, but again, we're still near the low, so there possibly may not be one. It could continue to go down. Okay, we just broke the high slightly. I'm going to too short 150 shares because it could possibly be a false break with this. All right, so we're moving up, which is beautiful. That's perfectly fine. I want this to move up. I want it to break highs. I'm going ahead and put 150 more shares on my montage, and hopefully I can get another entry point. Now, the high right now is 32.03. So if 32.03 breaks, then I would be entering to my position, but it does look like we have a huge wicking candle right here. Now, with wicking candles, especially green candles, that shows that there's a lot of selling pressure. Could this break another high? Possibly, but the way that's looking is it wants to crash down. you know, again, with the stock being down and 33.97 still in my mind, I want to close that gap more. This thing could run much further. So that's something that I do have, like I said, in the back of my mind. Now, I do have 150 shares set into my montage. If this thing breaks, I might want to get a smaller position set. So I do have 150 shares currently, but I'm actually going to change this over to 100 shares. So I'm going to put 100 shares in the montage, and if this thing breaks, I'm going to add to it. So we'll just have to look very closely at what it's going to do with this wicking candle. All right, so we're coming down. Looks like we're about to actually... Okay, never mind. Nope, we are still going up. Set 150 in there. Possibly break right here. Okay, we just actually had a false break. The false break, I'm going to put in 100 shares, and if it's going to break through right here, I'm going to add to my position. Okay, so I just added 100 shares. I have 250 now, and it looks like it came down with a good amount of force, but it spiked up on me for some reason. The big thing that I added before it broke it is because we do have this false break. Now with false breaks, like I've said in my past videos, that's a good indicator if you want to add to your share size, or if you want to take away, you want to get out of the trade. Now we have a double line right here. We're breaking through the VWAP. If this breaks through the... Okay, we just broke through the VWAP. I have 250 shares. Looking for an exit point right here. And I just got out of my 250 shares with a small slight profit. So I'm looking at MU again. This one came down. It set a low and then it just spiked up like crazy. Now this could possibly be because the SPY is going up, and because the SPY is recovering, MU is recovering with it. I'm just going to have to keep a close eye on it and just see, hey, is this going to push through and make a new high, or how's this going to work out? All right, so MU is coming down. It's on the other side of the moving average right now. This could be a good thing for an entry point. If it breaks that 75 area, I'm going to actually jump in with 100 shares, and I don't want it to break the high that it currently has because it's just so overextended, especially on the 5-minute. We look at the top right there. That's a 5-minute chart. If it continues to go, it could possibly go from red to green because it has $1.27 before it goes green. Now we're coming down. If we break the 75 area, we're going to enter in 100 shares. Just keep a close eye on it. See if this moving average is going to hold it down. So we got 32.80 on the bid. Take a look at the SPY real quick. Now the SPY is moving up. This could directly influence MU. Taking a look again. Okay, we could possibly break. I just put 100 shares. Okay, and looks like it's squeezing on us. Now the SPY is still going up, just straight up. Now with the MU, I actually covered 50 shares out. I'm trying to minimize my risk. I mean, we've already crossed the high that I didn't want it to. Looking at TVIX, I mean, this one's just crashing down. This would have been a beautiful trade. Now, if I traded today, it would have been 3 days in a row. So I can't keep on trading the same stocks. Looking at MU, I mean, we're basically forming a cup and handle right here. Could it break through? Possibly. I still have 50 shares. My average is much lower than I'd like for it to be. I'm actually going to wait for a pullback. Probably get out of the trade just to see if I can get a better entry. Okay, I can't get out on a spike like that. I'm going to wait for it to pull back down for us. Hopefully if it pulls down, this one does turn into a wicking candle and it sets the high because it's basically filled that gap from the previous day's low. It looks like the SPY is actually having a pullback, and it does have a wicking candle, which could be, you know, a good thing for us. Take a look at MU. It's still breaking high. Now we have a high of 33.19. I definitely don't want it to break through 33.19. I'm still looking for a pullback. All right, so we're coming down. I'm going to get out of the trade at 33.15. Take about a $30 loss on that. So it went against me, but you know, it's going to happen sometimes. I'd rather get out of the trade, take a small loss than it continues to run on me because this thing could go to the moon. So I'm looking at it right here. We have a wicking candle. I have 500 shares in the montage. Hopefully this has a pull down because we do have it under the moving average, and also it's still overextended off the VWAP. Now 500 is more than I normally do trade, but I like that high set, and I'm risking about $150 if it does break the high. So it's coming down. I have 500 shares right now, and the average of 33.10. I would love for this to break the whole dollar, but like I said, with any whole dollar, any half dollar, you're going to have resistance. You're going to have hidden buyers. There's going to be sellers. Now looking at the low of the 5-minute chart, this is looking good for it to break through 33. Looking at the SPY, doesn't look like there's too much movement right here. It is going sideways as well. I would love for it to push down just to confirm that MU is going to go down with me. We're currently up about $20 in MU. Looks like it's moving down slightly. Just again, keeping an eye on it. I don't want there to be a short squeeze because we are moving closer to that whole dollar. Like I said, there's going to be those hidden buyers. There's going to be people that, you know, the industrial traders, they're going to try to squeeze you. When they squeeze you, they set off your stop loss. Then that's just assisting them in moving the stock that they want in their direction. Setting the market order. Hopefully it pushes down to that $33 hold number. Alright, so we just hit 33, and of course we see a big buyer wall. Like I said, there's always going to be some type of support at the whole dollars. Now the one thing that I will be looking at, actually two things, I don't want there to be a huge short squeeze. There possibly could be, but I don't want it to have so much momentum it just goes in the other direction. Also, if it does break the whole dollar, then okay, if it does break the whole dollar, I don't want there to be a false break. Looking at the 5-minute chart, hopefully this candle comes back down, creates some type of support line. But with the support line, the shorters are going to want to break that because we know that there are stop orders for the bulls. The bulls are going to be setting their stop orders at $32.99 more than likely. If we can break that, that's just going to help us move this stock down even further. So we're coming down. Hopefully it hits 33 and we start to begin this line. Okay, so we just hit 33. Okay, and it looks like it just spiked against us. Hopefully the EMA keeps the stock down. That's the biggest thing. If it breaks over that EMA, then the EMA could cause to be another support line. Looking over at the SPY, basically going sideways. Now we're pushing down. We hit 33 again. Hopefully this breaks through for us. We have a lot of selling pressure. The time it sells is going wild in red right now. This is definitely a good sign for us. Keeping an eye on it. Alright. Looks like we just had a type of squeeze. Still holding strong though. I'm not going to get out because I saw a squeeze. I'm going to hold strong because I know a lot of shorters want this to break 33 with me. Looks like the EMA is, fortunately, it's holding it down. Still looking for that break of 33 though. Okay, looks like the volume's growing, the time and sell. Okay, we just broke it. Finally, jeez. Just broke it. I'm going to see how far this goes down for me. I'm actually going to just set 300 shares. I'm going to take a partial at 94. Now, hopefully this can break down further for me. I would like to take another partial, or actually just get the rest of my 200 shares out. I'm not trying to play around with this thing. Alright, I'm going to get out the rest of my shares. Thank you all so much for checking out my live trading video. Today wasn't the smoothest of all days. It truly wasn't. And am I disappointed in myself? A little. I mean, but at the time, you know, I didn't know that at 2 p.m. the SPY and MU was going to crash down. I had no idea. It's really just going off the patterns that I saw. I saw a huge spike in MU. I saw it was closing the gap of the previous low. And I decided to get in the trade. Now, I did have 2 green trades, and then my other one was red, but I came out green on top, so I can never complain about that. It's better than having a red day, because red days will come natural. I never want to make a green day a red day, and I've done it before in the past. It's not the best feeling in the world. As you saw in the intro, I'm definitely going to be changing up my share size. I have been taking smaller share size, and, you know, I haven't really had big green days. You know, the last 2 days I've had about 200 and something. Today, a little over 100. And it really is all based off your share size. If you're using large share size, of course you're going to get the big winners, but you're also going to have big losers. And I think, you know, posting everything online, being associated with YouTube, you know, maybe that's kind of altered how many shares I normally took, because, you know, no one ever wants to post a big red day. You know, they only want to post big green days. But it's not always going to be a green day, unfortunately. So I will be going back to the normal share size I used to trade. It'll be very interesting. I'm excited to see how it turns out. You know, with the holidays coming up, there's been less volatility in the market, less stocks to really choose from as far as, you know, textbook what I like to see. But again, very excited. As always, I truly appreciate your support. Thank you so much. This is Jonathan with Lone Wolf Day Trading, and stay green.